No.
ritualistic music. It is music that by even the act of listening to it, you are participating in a satanic ritual.
Do not listen to ungodly music. Do not listen to music that tempts you to sin. There's a reason I'm saying this. There are these two Satan worshipers. They're Satanists, all right? And they talk about the purpose to their music. And it's very dark. It's very dark. They say just from listening to it, you're coming into agreement. All right. Now, I'm going to play it for you guys. Then we're going to talk about this a little bit. All right. Take a listen.
We make music for a purpose. It's not just background music, or it's not just, you know, fluffy, light stuff.
This is not elevator satanic music.
It's ritualistic music. It is music that by even the act of listening to it, you are participating in a satanic ritual.
Even just by listening it, you are partaking in a satanic ritual. Man, this should give you every reason to not want to listen to secular music. The Bible indeed does say in Ephesians chapter 4, verse 27, give no place to the devil. They're telling you that their music has a purpose. Now, it makes me think all the more that these people are not just, you know, when we look at Hollywood and whatnot and these celebrities, they're not making music just to make music. Their music has a purpose. There's an agenda. There's an agenda. So when you're listening to all that music, you're coming into agreement with it. And then the devil now has access in your life. He now has a place. You've given your mind unto the devil, so now the devil can influence you. Now the devil can entrap your mind. You begin to have certain dreams. He begins to wage war against you. He begins to influence your life. There's a purpose with the music to use your will and your desires against you, which is demonic, right? You're partaking in a, let me go back to that.
Elevator satanic music.
It's ritualistic music. It is music that by even the act of listening to it, you are participating in a satanic ritual.
Just from listening to it, you are partaking in a satanic ritual. Now ask yourself why. Why are you partaking in a satanic ritual? Because these beats, these songs have been dedicated to evil spirits. So they release it with the purpose to influence people, to put people in bondage. Music is spiritual. Music is all for the soul. It's not for the body. It's the soul that is being affected. That is what you have to understand. Like, that's why you listen to music. You feel like, I want to smoke weed. I want to have sex. I want to commit, I want to unalive someone. I want to off myself. I want to do drugs. I want to do all these different things. I want to rob a bank. You just feel all these different things from the music. And ask yourself, why is all the music today all about sin? Most of it, like in the secular world, is all sin. 99% sin. Sin. Anyone that makes it big in the Hollywood world, they all sing about sin. Drunkenness, sex, murder, drugs, money, the love of money, just everything's sin.
How does it make you feel?
It's very stirring. It's very emotionally charged. You can't listen to this music and say you don't feel something, because you do. I'm sure you would probably feel either hate or fear or rage or something.
Hate, fear, rage, or something. And you feel those things because they're spirits. So she's telling you that with the music they release and whatnot, whatever you are feeling is a spirit. Whatever you are feeling is a spirit. And there's been times in my past that when I listen to a certain song, I want to fornicate. I want to get drunk. I want to go to the club. And this is why, when back in the day when I used to have the which means like pre-party or whatever, and you go pre-club, you go to someone's house or you host it, and you're just getting drunk, and there's certain songs that are prepping you up, and you start feeling things. Oh, you start feeling things. You start feeling these are spirits. These are spirits using your will, using your desires against you. Why? Because you have not put to death what is earthly within you. And when you don't put it to death, they will use it against you. They will use it against you.
You're pretty good at marketing yourself.
That's
Well,
the
that's
devil's
our
place.
job.
Illusion and
You
showmanship.
mean the devil is alive and well in Madison Avenue?
Of course, advertising
I
is
think
the
you and I
devil's
agree with
trade.
that.
The act of manipulating and using the will and using ritual to create change is, by any definition, satanic. And anyone who does that is, at least an ipso facto, Satanist.
That is something. That is something. So think about it. Let's think about it for a second, right? Music has an agenda. Oftentimes, music will have a subliminal message, right? There was definitely a spirit behind music. I showed you guys how Michael Jackson, 3 ways he will get his songs, right? Diabolical things, right? Michael Jackson was into demonic stuff. You can go research it. You can go see it. He had a room full of mirrors and a moving wall, and he said he would speak to Liberace, who was like a homosexual, and he'll be there and he'll give him permission to do a certain song. He'll get his songs from a tree. He would he will go into sleep and get songs, and he will accredit those songs. He will say, God gave me those songs, or spades, and he will say, I have nothing to do with it. Came from the spirit. These are all things you can find. It's all over the internet, credible sources, right? And even videos as well. So you think about all these things, right? And it just helps us to understand that all of this music has an agenda to influence us. It's satanic. Satan is all about manipulation. Satan wants to use our desires against us. So he releases music to influence us. And when we become influenced, that will become our desire. What is in the music, the purpose of the music will now become our desire. And he uses it against us, and we open doors to him. That's what the Bible says, put to death what is earthly within you. So anyone that tries to manipulate you is operating in a satanic ritual. It's witchcraft. Manipulation is witchcraft. Anyone that is releasing songs to manipulate you and to influence you to live a life of sin or to do something you don't want to do, it is witchcraft. It is bewitchment. So a lot of the music people are listening to that's just out here, it's bewitching you. Another word for bewitch really means either casting a spell on you or leading you astray. So the music we be listening to, that's horrible English, but the music a lot of us listen to, I don't listen to it anymore. Years. I don't listen to that stuff anymore. But a lot of the music folks be listening to are bewitching them. Why? Because it's programming them. They're coming into agreement with it. Now, whatever rituals were done behind the scenes, whatever spirits they spoke to, when you're listening and dancing to it, you're coming into agreement. And you're partaking in the same thing that they did when they came up with the beats and the instrumental and whatnot. The Bible says, give no place to the devil. You can give place to the devil because of the music that you are listening to. Right? Because a lot of this music is just spiritual. Spiritual is just demonic. Right? And they have mastered how to influence the mind and the heart and the soul through certain beats and frequencies, and they know how to bring this all together and have certain sounds. And in the background, there is subliminal messages, and you put it in reverse. And if you just say something silently, your subconscious will pick it up. You won't pick it up right away. You won't know it's there. You won't acknowledge it, right? Because it's so quick. It's so silent, but it's actually being embedded into you. And you start having random desires throughout the day because you've come into agreement with a song that has a purpose to lead you astray. Man, let me know what y'all think in the comments.